Hey folks, just thought I'd check in with a short video. Yet another alternative to pulling a rope. Um, so we're just going to do this for demonstration purposes. I'm going to take my line and tow it up into place. And if you haven't been here before, you might want to check out one of my first videos on how I set up to put a line in place, and a couple tech tips on that. Might be worth checking out. So anyways, I'm using a throwball cube. Happens to be a Sherrill throwball cube. Good cubes. There's other cubes out on the market. I strongly recommend that if you're using throwball and throw lines, get yourself a cube. Really, in all the different methods that I know of to store your rope for use with a throwball, this by far is the best I've come across. There are several companies that make them. Some of them are expensive. This one's, I think, right around $50. I think that Wespers makes one that looks exactly like this, but it's green and black. I don't know about the quality because I haven't had one, but they're a good company to deal with, and I have a feeling their throwball cube is just as good as this. It might have been manufactured by the same company, and last time I checked they were a little cheaper. I think they were $39 or something, but don't quote me on that price. I know it was cheaper at one point. Whether that still is true, I don't know. And if it's the exact same bag, I don't know, but it looked like it was awful similar. And of course, Sherrill is an excellent company to deal with, and I know the quality of this bag, and I think these cubes are worth it. Yeah, you want to get them as economically as possible, but you also want to get a good one. So they'll earn their money back because they make things easier. So I'm just going to pop this through the crotch here. There she goes. Alright, and what I'm doing is flaking. Now in this case, this bag stays open by itself, this cube. So you just simply keep dropping a line into the cube, and you just pull down on it and drop it in. You can wait until the line's all the way down if you want, before you actually do that and pick it up from the ground, but all you do is simply pull it in, and that line, 99% of the time, I would say as much as 99, maybe it's only 95, won't really tangle up on you. Our little buddies came over here to have fun. Oh, what's going on, buddy? There he goes. Alright, I'll take this off. And you may recognize that device on the other side of that line there as the twin line. I do have a video about that twin line. So if you're interested in one of those, you can take a look at that video. But as I said, I'm just doing this for demonstration purposes. Alright, so that's that off of there. So because we're not going to actually haul this stuff in and set it up, I pull that rope out of the bag. And of course, for this alternative, a bag is required. This is a bag that you can no longer get, which is unfortunate because I've had this for years, and this bag is by far the best bag I've had. It's a simple bag, but it's the most rugged I've come across, believe it or not. Just a simple bag. But basically what you do is, we still have some line in here. I could take it all out, but really you don't have to do that. You'll get the gist of it. It's a real simple process. So if you're thinking about using a bag as opposed to a coil, and you're just kind of like, oh, I've never bagged it before, it's real simple how well it works and how easy it is not to tangle it. So you can just pull your line down out of the tree. You're done and you're pulling your line out. It comes down. All you do is simply take your bag. This bag doesn't stand up by itself. Some are a little more rigid, and they actually do make some that stand up by themselves. But I just take my bag, I grab the corner of the bag, the round corner of the bag. I grab my bag about here, put my hand on it, stick my other hand, and I simply just keep pulling that in. I'm going to bring my device and set it in the bag, and I'm just setting it in there. Avoid the habit of pressing down on that stuff. You don't want to do that. It can be done, but I wouldn't recommend it because it's much more likely that you'll get your line to tangle. When you go to deploy, you might have problems, but simply all it is grab the line and the bag at the same time. Take your other hand and just keep this motion going into the bag. If this bag gets filled up, but yet it's big enough for the rope, I'm going to show you in a minute the best way to take care of that when it's starting to get towards the top of the bag, but yet the bag's not full. Avoid pressing down inside the bag to put the stuff in. I'm not saying that that won't work. I'm saying you're more likely to get your rope kind of tangled up. Also, this method works for other ropes. You can use this for other rope storage. Alright, so this is getting pretty full. Well, you simply just take the bag, and of course you can do this much faster than I'm doing it right now because I'm just explaining it to you. You just shake your bag down like that. You just grab on these sides and just go like this, and that'll drop down to the bag. You can go right back to slide it in there. Some people will take their bag and clip it to something so it holds the bag up and do it that way. I find that this is pretty much just as easy. And then when I get to the end of it, you might tie to your handle. But if you got something like this, I have a ring on mine. What I'm going to do, just put my rope through the ring and just make a simple overhand knot. Now the reason why you do that is so that you're not searching for the end of your line inside the bag. Believe it or not, it can get all tucked in there, and then you're rummaging around for that. So that's all you do, and it's that simple. And when you go to deploy this, it will come right out of this bag. I would say probably 95 to 99% of the time. I'm not going to say 100% of the time. I rarely have a problem with it, and it'll pull right up and won't be tangled. And then out of that 1% of the time that maybe you get a little tangled, it starts to go up and then it untangles itself. So it doesn't happen very often that you have an issue. I highly recommend that for climbing lines that you store it that way as opposed to a hank of rope, and doing it that way. Especially if you're someone that you're even if you're putting that in a cool, dry place, your rope, but maybe it's in the cab of your truck or something like that, and it's not hung on a hook. I highly recommend that method as opposed to a coil method. But anyways, I just thought I'd shoot that quick video about that and show you that method. Real simple and easy to do. Hope everybody's doing well. If you're new here, there's some other videos you can check out if you want. But I do like it if you comment, if you find something useful, or if you have any questions that I might be able to answer. Feel free to ask me. I try to get back to people.